Over a 6-month period in 2009, a camera crew shadowed Jim Flagbottom from Rochester in pursuit of some of the world's cruelest people in our society. Jim says he provides much-needed voluntary policing in the Chatham area. Although not officially recognised by the council, Jim works the route 5 days a week and is a familiar face with local residents. After just 2.5 weeks of intense induction training, Jim feels ready, more than ready, for the challenge up ahead, and says he has now experienced all aspects of the job, some of which would be too much for the average person. He copes by making home brew and can often be found exercising in the local park. Jim takes pride in his self-appointed role and believes that he does a good job in sometimes sensitive circumstances. And the best is when people thank him for a job well done. It's nice to be appreciated, he says.
I don't have any children, but I do have a big car. And that gave me the opportunity to take the film crew with me. Interviewed me in the car, they did. A bit like a driving test it was. Do you know, when you see yourself on TV, it's a bit of a shock. Bit of a shock for my customers too, when they saw themselves on film, but do you know what? I think they improved as individuals as a result.
Jim Flagbottom, a member of the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Insects, sees his role as a RSPCI enforcement officer as his civic duty.
When a violent crime is committed against an insect, there's always a flood of emotions. Anger, outrage, hurt, worry, helplessness. When someone deliberately causes insects harm, the reaction shouldn't be much different than if they'd attacked a human family member. Fortunately, as an RSPCI enforcement officer, I am self-trained to deal with such sensitive matters. I just had to issue a man with a fixed penalty fine of £50. And he took it very badly. Well, he did try to feign remorse. But at the end of the day, denial is always one of the first responses we get to this kind of offence. I'm going to send this to the lab for further testing.
Jim has yet to secure a conviction for cruelty to an insect, but he continues to collect as much evidence as he possibly can. He modestly claims, due to his persistent campaigning, that there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
I've approached a lot of public figures, such as Sir David Attenborough, Bill Oddie, and even Terry Nutkins. They have shown some interest in my campaign. I do feel the restraining order I got from one of them was a little uncalled for. I live in hope that maybe one of these days these criminals will be made to account for their actions. back my trainers. They cost me 150 quid. You're interfering with evidence, sir. Fucking give me back my trainers, you wanker!
Jim advises that the members of the public should not attempt to deal with insect crime themselves. Instead, they should contact their nearest RSPCI enforcement officer, who, like Jim, are on hand to help, and the sooner they are involved, the better. Jim prides himself on his appearance and feels to command respect from the public he serves. He must have a professional appearance.
Oh, yes. Appearance is everything. And you can see that me in this self-styled uniform, when we go live, nationwide that is, this will be the finished product. Well, I mean, even Batman's first outfits were a little bit rough on the edges. But I'm not a vigilante. I'm just one man that's trying to make the difference against the odds.
As Jim goes about his daily patrol, he quietly ponders on my question when quite unexpectedly his radio crackles into life, calling him to an incident. Jim is quick to respond.
Roger. Received code 1 at the corner of Bill Street. Officer Jim Flagbottom will attend the code 1. Over and out. Hold on to your hats. I think things have got a bit tasty now.
Step back, everybody. Step back. Step back. I'll deal with this. I'll deal with it. Step back, everybody. Everybody step back. Thank you.
We have to be so careful when we're interviewing children, especially with this incident involving Jamie. Often children can be quite traumatised, so we tend to employ a variety of techniques to draw from the child what has really happened. I find drawing often helps.
And was this Jamie trying to express what he'd witnessed by drawing?
No, actually, this is one of mine.
Since the original transmission of our film, Jim has left his job, having suffered an emotional breakdown, shunning the former public life he so loved. He now spends his time on a more private campaign on behalf of the RSPCI, and also to that somewhat unusual hobby of celebrity toenail clippings.